Hey everyone, welcome back to the Yoga Magic podcast. Thank you so much for joining me again. I appreciate everyone so much that's been listening to my first couple of episodes, and I am so stoked to bring you another one. So thanks so much for being here. Today is an exciting topic and something that I'm really passionate about, and something that, you may have already noticed I'm passionate about if you've been following me pretty much on any platforms for a while, and that is manifestation. Manifestation being the ability to create a desire, a goal, or a dream for yourself that you want really badly. So making it a reality for yourself in your life. And that could be a small thing, something like, wanting to buy a fancy guitar that you've had your eye on, or it could be something much larger, like going into business for yourself. But I am very passionate, and I believe very much that everyone has a purpose, and everyone has the right to follow that purpose, follow their path to their purpose, and live their dharma, which essentially means purpose. So today I wanted to talk about my 7-step system to manifesting that I think is completely foolproof. And that makes it sound easy whenever you talk about having so many steps. That makes it sound like, okay, I'm just going to follow these steps and it's going to be just dandy and everything's going to work out. And to a certain extent, I would say with this 7-step manifesting system, yes, if you follow these 7 steps, everything will work out. But of course, along the way, there is effort involved, and there is reflection involved. And there is always work involved. But I think if it's something that you care about, and it's something that you truly want, or it's something that is that you're truly meant to be doing, then the work is worth it. So let's dive right into it. We'll talk about the 7 steps, and also just know that if you want even more support in your manifestation journey, I have a free 7-step manifestation workbook that can help to guide you along through these 7 steps as you're manifesting the things you want, that you can download, and I will link in the podcast description. Or you can also find it on my website, and you can download that to get more support in manifesting your purpose. Okay, so manifesting. This can be such a lofty goal. Trying to manifest something that you want, it can sound really intimidating. So, where do I start? How do I know if I'm doing the right thing? What are the next steps? What if I fail? These are all really big and important questions, and they can be really intimidating along the manifestation process, and they are not unfamiliar feelings or questions to anyone that has tried to manifest something in their life, myself included. So I've had these exact same thoughts that you've had and more. I've started and failed multiple times over and over again. I've rage quit my job and said, okay, I'm going to go into business for myself. This time it's it. And then it's not it. And then I go back to a job that I don't like. I've done it so many times. This is not an unfamiliar story, but I have found a way to break through this never-ending cycle of trying something and failing. So I want to share those secrets with you. So, and I won't lie to you, as I said before, if you're especially going after something that is your true purpose, whether it's a career change or starting your own business, going into a passion-based business, it is not a walk in the park. It's just not. But if it's your true purpose you're going after, the work is worth it. So work is always going to be work, right? Work is work. But as the old saying goes, nothing worthwhile ever comes easy. And that is true. But the caveat to that is that when you know your why and you know what you want in life, working hard feels more aligned, it feels more satisfying, it's more deeply fulfilling in a way that working some job that you hate or doing something that's not aligned with you will never feel. But yeah, you still have to work hard, you have to work hard at anything, but it's gonna feel a lot better working hard for something that you care about. And it's important too, I think the first thing that I wanna say when it comes to trying to manifest your purpose, it doesn't necessarily have to be about your day job. I think for a lot of people, and for me, it is, like I'm doing something that I want to do as my job. And for a lot of people, it will be that way. But for others, your purpose might come in another form. So, and I don't necessarily know what that is because you're the only person that can know what your purpose is. But I think it's important to say that despite, my job being my dharma, my purpose, and despite the fact that there is a current air of just like hustle culture that society imposes on all of us, it's entirely possible that you aren't looking for a total overhaul of your career, and that's fine. Your purpose could be something that you're not even getting paid for. It could be something that you're doing in your free time rather than full time. There are really no rules, okay? You just have to, the most important thing is that you do you, and you are going after the thing that you care about most, whatever that looks like, and however that turns out to be, okay? The first most important thing before you even get into the 7 steps is your mindset. You have to shift your mindset to one of success. So again, success doesn't have to necessarily mean career success. In the context of manifestation, it simply means that you're able to create what you want in your life that you were intending to create. So before you even go through this process, before you even look at these 7 steps, you have to know you are going to succeed. Mindset is key to absolutely anything we do in life. Your mind is one of the most powerful and magical tools that is at our disposal. And in fact, many, if not most of the practices in yoga that we do are meant to sort of identify the blockages of the mind and shift its thinking patterns. So it's always kind of in some ways about shifting how your mind works, shifting your mindset. So, and that's just like magic, right? So if you're somebody that practices magic, you use spells, rituals, crystals, herbs, candles, colors, chants, words, whatever it is. These are all tools that are meant to help you shift your mindset to one of creating whatever it is you want, or manifesting whatever it is you want that particular spell to manifest. So it's always about mindset. And so it's really important that before you even try anything, you have the mindset of limitlessness, which I talked about in my podcast last week, and you can listen to that if you're interested in more about that. So now that you have the right mindset, what is the manifestation system? You have your mindset right. Let's start to dive into these 7 steps. You can follow this system, as I said earlier, step by step to achieve anything you want. But don't forget, hard work is inevitable, and adjustments sometimes will still need to be made. You'll absolutely need to check and adjust, just like with anything else. And depending on what your dream is, depending on what it is you're trying to manifest and where you're starting from, some goals will absolutely take not only more time, but more effort than others. Some might produce learning experiences first, so you might have to kind of backtrack and go to the previous steps sometimes and see if you missed something. But all of these steps not only will get you where you need to go, but they also provide you a means of reflecting on yourself and what your blockages are currently, okay? So knowing those 2 things, knowing that you have to have the right mindset, and knowing that there is absolutely hard work involved, let's get into the 7 steps. So, step 1 is to identify your dream. This has to do completely with your crown chakra, so your top chakra, Sahasrara as it's known in Sanskrit. But the first step to manifesting anything is to identify the dream. What is your goal? What is your dream? And if you aren't clear on this first, how could you possibly progress from this point? If you aren't certain yet of what your dream is, my recommendation would be to work on a lot of meditation, a lot of journaling, and a lot of practices that'll help you to quiet your mind so that your dreams can become more obvious in the stillness and in the silence when you start to lower that extra chatter in the mind. Because oftentimes what's in the mind, the chatter that we hear, is not even our own voice. It can be someone else's voice telling us what our purpose is or what we should be doing or how we should be doing it. So being able to first quiet the mind and allow those messages to come through as to what our purpose is, as to what we truly want, is the very first step. Okay. The second step, visualize your dream. This is a third eye chakra practice. So Ajna, the third eye, this is your intuition, your visualization, energetic center. So you know what your dream and goal is. And now it's time to visualize literally every single detail that pertains to that dream, no matter how small, no matter how big. Every single detail you can possibly think of, you visualize it. Whether that means just literally closing your eyes and picturing that thing that you want, or writing it down again in your journal, all the details you can possibly think of. It's important that you see the way that you're going to feel when you've manifested whatever it is, the way other people will respond to you, you know? So like, for example, if what you're trying to do is manifest your dream house. All right, I want to buy my dream house. You would want to visualize how the outside of the house looks. How is the yard manicured? How did you decorate the inside of the house? What sort of flowers are throughout the rooms? What are the wall colors in each rooms? What does the furniture look like? How does it feel to sit in the furniture? What does it smell like in the house? Where is the sun coming in the house? And how does it feel to sign the papers when you acquire your dream house? How does it feel when somebody hands you the keys to your dream house? So this is how detailed you need to get when it comes to visualizing your dream in order to move successfully forward. Okay? Step 3, express your vision. This is your throat chakra, so Vishuddha. So you need to tell your people about your dream. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone you can about it. Write it down. By writing it down, this is also a way of using your throat chakra. It's also a way to express your vision. So by either putting sound, by using your voice, or literally writing down what your dream is, what you're trying to manifest, you are giving it corporeal form. You are creating its first existence in the physical world, because before you speak the words or before you write the words, they're just an idea in your head. So in order to bring them out of your head and into literally this physical world that we live in, you have to speak, you have to say it out loud, or you have to write it down. In addition, telling people about what you want to do creates a sense of conviction. So I know I've had I remember having a discussion with my husband one time about some goal he had at the gym or something. I don't even remember what the goal was, but he was like, oh, I decided I'm not going to post about it on Instagram because like if it doesn't go well, I don't want people to know that I failed or it was something like that. And I totally get that. And I get that, you know, that's like a totally valid feeling. And I know where he was coming from, and that's fine because it's not, you know, you don't want people to judge you, but it's not so much about whether or not people judge you as much as it is creating the intention in your mind that now I'm responsible for this. I've said it out loud, and like there is a little bit of pressure of conviction and like sticking with it. And that's a good thing. Okay. So number 4 is nurture your relationships, which is a heart chakra practice. So Anahata, this is our energetic center of love, of compassion, of forgiveness, and of relating to others. Okay. So why is this so important? Support is crucial when you're manifesting a goal. And support can look like a lot of things. Support could be financial. It could be emotional. It could be somebody giving you advice. It could be networking so that you meet the right people to get your dream or your goal done. But the fact of the matter is, there is no goal or dream that you can't do without at least some support from somewhere else. And I know, if you're a super boss babe, you're sitting here going, no, I can do it all. Let me stop you right there. You cannot. Again, sometimes the support is going to be smaller. Sometimes it'll be bigger. Maybe it's somebody giving you a loan, but maybe it's your partner being there for you when you're experiencing challenges in your journey, right? So you need the support of others, and it's really important that you allow yourself to be open to that support, and you allow yourself to really Nurture the relationships that you have so that you know who might be able to support you in your journey, all right? And your dream is worth supporting. Again, if this is something you care about or it's something that you feel is your purpose, your dharma, it is worth asking for help. Like, get the idea out of your head that you need to do everything on your own. Get rid of that pride. Everyone needs help sometimes, especially when it comes to manifesting something large, okay? Step number 5 is to take aligned action. This is our solar plexus chakra working. So the solar plexus is our energetic center for aligned action of our power, of our confidence, of our will to act. So step number 5, take aligned action, is where you really start to make moves towards your goal. So it's time right literally here to create an action plan. And this is not something that you just think of in your head. You're not just listing what you need to do in your head. You are writing down every single detail, every single thing that you can think of that will need to be accomplished in order to achieve your goal. Everything you can think of. And again, this might be something that has to develop over time, because as you learn things, you might have to add steps, you might remove them, and that's fine. But you need to write down every single action that needs to be taken in order to achieve your goal. And then you need to give yourself deadlines. You need to put them in your calendar. You need to genuinely reflect on how much time you need to achieve that certain step. You know, of course, like, make it work for whatever your schedule is and whatever other responsibilities you have. But you need to create accountability by not only listing what needs to get done, but putting it in your calendar, either in a physical calendar, in your phone, setting alarms. Set yourself deadlines, because I mean, think about it. If you worked at a job, you would have deadlines to get things done, right? The difference here is you're doing it for yourself. You have to create these deadlines so that you are accountable and that you will take action on the things that need to be taken action on. Step number 6, passionately create. This is our sacral chakra in action. So our second chakra. The sacral chakra is our energetic center of our passions, of our emotions, of our feelings of joy and pleasure, okay? It's also sort of a very feminine energetic center, and it's where our creativity comes from. So passionately create. This is the step where many of us will start to experience some challenges and get stuck, okay? When we take action and things don't always go as planned, we get frustrated, we want to give up. Right? I'm sure you felt this way. I definitely have. And so it's really important in these moments to reflect on your passion for the thing that you're working towards. Do you have passion for the thing that you're working towards? And if you do not, then you might not be working on something that's aligned with you. If you do, you might need to find ways to make the work fun, right? Because again, there's going to be hard work involved no matter what. So how can you make maybe the more tedious parts of whatever you're working on work for you? I did a workshop on chakra manifestation inside of my virtual studio, the Yoga Magic Studio, last month. And I used the example of if you're trying to teach yourself how to play guitar. So you're trying to learn how to play guitar. And you start to get really frustrated because maybe you've been practicing for a couple of months and your fingers still hurt and you feel like you still can't play a song all the way through, whatever, something like that comes up. And that's a really simple way to get stopped in your tracks and be like, oh, screw this, I'm not going to do this anymore. So something you could do is, okay, I'm going to learn how to play one of my favorite songs. So then there's like an excitement you can infuse into it. There's a passion that you can make sure you're infusing into it. I love this song. I can't wait to work hard and learn how to play this song. And that's a way that you can infuse your passion into it. Or you could, let's say you're practicing scales on the guitar, which tends to be pretty tedious and boring. If you're a musician, maybe you give yourself, okay, I'm going to practice scales for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, I'm going to watch an episode of television that I really like. And that's sort of your reward to create joy also in the work that you're doing. So passionately create, using your passion and using your joy to help you get through challenges. And finally, step number 7 is final manifestation. This is our root chakra working. So our first chakra, this is the chakra associated with the earth element. with physical form. And so this step is all about finishing what you need to finish. Cross your T's, dot your I's, and just see everything through that you've put into motion. Follow up on all the steps and all your actions. This is the last step and the biggest part of your manifestation process. And it's really important to also make sure as you come into step 7, you're expressing gratitude for what you have gotten done. So again, maybe you ended up in a different place from where you started, and that's fine. So it's important to practice gratitude for what you have done. That's also a root chakra thing. Gratitude. This helps you stay present, it helps you stay in the moment, and will help you complete and bring your dream into existence here in the real world. Let yourself just be amazed at yourself and celebrate yourself here as you harvest the crop that you have been cultivating over this journey, okay? And then just allow yourself to celebrate it. Okay, so these are the 7 steps. So maybe you go through these 7 steps, you feel like you did everything, and you're like, okay, well, my dream still isn't manifested. So what should I do now? In this case, I would strongly encourage you to, again, drop your pride, take a step back, and consider that somewhere along the way in these 7 steps, you were not completely aligned or you missed something. Okay? And I know that sounds harsh and to be like, no, I know I did every single thing the way I was supposed to. This is what yoga is about. It's letting go of the ego. The ego mind is the thing saying, no, I did all of this. And yoga says, take a step back. What did you miss? What maybe haven't you considered? What maybe have you not been admitting to yourself yet? So it's really critical that we do this work and we ask ourselves which of these steps is not truly being completed. For example, just to look at some of the steps, is there someone you could have asked for help that you didn't, maybe? Heart chakra. All right. Did I see every single detail clearly in my mind? Third eye chakra. Did I stick to my action plan? All right. Did I put those deadlines in my calendar and did I meet them? Or did I put them in my calendar and then never think about them again? And then another big one is, am I truly passionate about what I've been working for? Because it's super possible that you have somebody else's voice in your head saying this is what you should be doing, and then you come down to that second step, to that second chakra, passionately create, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm not enjoying this. I don't like this. That's totally possible that could happen. So I would definitely say that if you go through these 7 steps and you still haven't manifested what you've wanted to manifest, ask yourself these types of questions. Go back through and connect with each of these chakras and sort of consider, all right, where might I have missed something? Because this process, again, is not only going to allow you to really progress towards manifesting your goals, but it also really provides you that framework to check back in with yourself and learn a little bit more about yourself and find out what hasn't been working so far. So one of the ways that you can work on each of these areas, maybe, for example, heart chakra. If you are having trouble asking for help or leaning on the support that you need, heart chakra practices are going to be a way that you can start to maybe open yourself up a little bit more to that support. So things like heart openers, chants that deal with the heart chakra, the bija mantra, and this is all sort of stuff that you can find information more on in some of my YouTube classes if you want to connect more with these chakras. But again, also, you can download that my free chakra manifestation webinar and workbook to take a little bit closer of a look at not only each of the chakras, but how the manifestation process works. So I hope that you can see these 7 steps and see how you can start to integrate them into your life. Again, I can't necessarily work you through every single challenge that you'll come up against, but I guarantee that if you figure out where the challenge is happening and you start to focus on especially the associated energies with the associated chakras in those steps, then I think you will discover a lot about yourself. I think you will be able to manifest anything you want. Okay? So just to recap before we end this episode today, the 7 steps and their associated chakras are: number 1, identify your dream, crown chakra. 2, visualize your dream, third eye chakra. 3, express your vision, throat chakra. 4, nurture your relationships, heart chakra. 5, take aligned action, solar plexus chakra. 6, passionately create, sacral chakra. And finally, 7, final manifestation, root chakra. All right. So I hope that's resonating with you. I hope that you are already maybe inquiring inside of yourself and discovering some things. And remember that if you want more support, you can find my download, my free webinar and manifestation workbook in the description below, as well as on my website. And if you want to work even more closely with me on the chakra system and how to manifest your dreams, you can join the Yoga Magic Studio, my virtual yoga community of women who are working on finding their passion, their purpose, and living a fulfilled and balanced life through their yoga practice. All right. Thank you, as always, so much for joining me. I am very much loving doing these podcast episodes. Leave me a comment and let me know which step is resonating with you the most, or if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.